fellow dadpreneurs, in this video I'm going to share with you the 7 steps to making money with Kindle publishing. My name is Adam Dukes and I help dads escape employment by building a wildly profitable online business so they can have more dad time. Now, if you've been on the internet for longer than 37 seconds, you've likely heard the term passive income. There's many entrepreneurs out there touting that as the holy grail to creating passive income. Now, I've been doing this since 2010, so I've been in this industry a long ass time. I'm only aware of one truly passive income, truly one way to earn passive income online, that is. I'm not talking about real estate and stocks and that. I'm talking about online marketing, online business. And that's publishing a book on the Kindle Amazon platform. For example, my buddy Conrad has a book called Husband on Purpose. He published in 2015. He doesn't market it. He doesn't talk about it. He doesn't really do any promotion with it and hasn't done any promotion for years and years to come. And on average, he earns about $400 each and every month, still 5.5 years later after publishing the book. So passive income to me is doing the work once and getting paid over and over and over again. Now, what a lot of the entrepreneurs online I'll talk about is doing the work and getting paid for it, but typically that requires ongoing work. As an example, a blog, a YouTube channel is another one. You consistently have to put out content or eventually the money is going to die out. Now, it might take a couple years to die out. It might take a couple weeks to die out. It might take a couple months to die out. It really depends on how much content you have out there. But the Amazon Kindle platform, in my opinion, is truly the only way to generate passive income online. Write the book once, get paid for years and years to come. Now, Conrad is somewhat of a unicorn, earning $400 each and every month just from a single book. I'm not here to promise you that. It's certainly possible that it could happen. Is it likely with one book? Not really. However, once you learn how to publish one book, you can do it again and again and again. Rinse and repeat the process, and then you can most certainly earn $400 or much more each and every month. So this video, I'm going to dive into the 7-step process on how you can publish on Amazon Kindle and earn money from it. 7 steps to make money publishing books on Amazon Kindle. So first, we're going to want to find a hot topic. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit of category research, and I'm going to open up the Amazon website and kind of show you how to manually do some category research. First, you want to select 10 categories. So when you upload your book on Amazon Kindle, they allow you 2 categories to choose. However, most publishers on Amazon are unaware that you actually can have 10 categories. What you need to do is select the 2 when you upload the book, and then reach out to Amazon support and ask them to manually include the 8 additional categories, so you have 10 categories. And why you want to do that, you're going to get much more exposure, you should make much more sales, and you have a much better chance at becoming a bestseller when you're listed in 10 categories as opposed to 2. So like I said, this is kind of a secret in the publisher world. There's not many people that know about this, certainly people outside the publisher world, but there's a lot of publishers that are unaware of this powerful thing where you can reach out to Amazon support. It's very easy. There's a contact support button in the lower right hand corner. You just click it, you reach out to them, open up a chat, and let them know the 8 additional categories that you want to include. So bestseller rank is also as BSR, does not equate to sales. Just because something's a bestseller doesn't mean it's selling a lot of copies. So you have to be careful in which categories you select. You don't want to select a category that's too competitive where you have no chance in ranking, but you also don't want to select a category that has very little interest and very little competition, because then you're not going to be earning sales. So you want to kind of be in that sweet spot right in the middle where there is competition but not too much of it, and where there's a chance where you can start ranking up high, becoming a bestseller, and making more sales. So there is a Google Chrome plugin called DS Amazon Quick View that you can download. It's completely free. I'm not affiliated with it in any way. Just download this and then I'll show you how it works. And then what we're going to do is open up the Amazon bestsellers. So let's open up that here. And here's kind of how you do the category research. It is a manual process. It is somewhat of a tedious process. However, it's insanely important if you want to make more sales and become a best-selling author. I'm going to show you a piece of software that can drastically speed up the process here in a second. So here's what you do. You go over to Amazon eBooks. You click here. And then these are all the categories. So what we're going to do is go down to the marketing category. Nope, I take that back. We're going to go to business and money first. And then we're going to go to marketing. Yep, marketing and sales. And we have 2 pieces of criteria we want to look for when we're selecting a category. So no more than 3 books under 10,000 BSR in the top 20 books. So we'll go back over here, and what this plugin does is you want to look for the BSR. So if you don't have the plugin or don't want to open it, what you need to do is open up this page individually, and then you can scroll down and then go to BSR right here, bestseller rank. So as you can see, the one-page marketing plan is ranked 484. But again, with this plugin, it's going to show you the BSR right here, which is insanely convenient, and it'll save you a ton of time. So definitely download that plugin. And what we're going to do is look for, we want no more than 3 books under 10,000 BSR. So this first one is under 10,000, this one's under 10,000, this one. So this category is too competitive. The one other piece of criteria we want to look for is no more than 10 books over 30,000 BSR within the top 20 books. And again, that's going to tell us that there's not enough competition, not enough interest in that category. So this category is a little bit too competitive. So what we're going to do is niche down a little bit more. So let's go to marketing. And again, we're going to look for 3 books under 10,000 BSR. So let's check to see if this category is something we could rank in and make sales. Under 10,000, under 10,000, under 10,000, under 10,000. Once again, this is too competitive. Again, it is a tedious process, especially if you are trying to write a book in a very competitive space like the business and marketing space. So we're going to go down a little bit deeper into another category called web marketing. And we want to find 3 books under 10,000 in the top 20. So here's under 10,000, here's under 10,000, this one is over, this one is over, and it looks like all the other books are over within the top 20. Yep, so it checks off this piece of criteria. Whoops, it checks off this piece of criteria. So let's just make sure there's not 10 books over 30,000, because then that says there's not enough interest. So over 30,000, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 books over 30,000. So this category would be a perfect one that is competitive enough, but it's not too competitive where we can't rank. So what I would do is pull up my little notepad, and I'm going to go with business, and it was sales and marketing, I believe. And let's just go back. Let's check Kindle ebooks. Business and money, that's it, business and money. And we want marketing and sales, so it was backwards there. Marketing and sales. And we did marketing. And then it was web marketing. So that's category number 1. So we want to rinse and repeat this process 9 times. Now, obviously, your book isn't going to fit. It needs to be somewhat relevant. It's not going to be a perfect match for each and every category, but it does need to be relevant. So that is how you do category research, the manual. If you want to drastically speed up the process, there is a piece of software. There's a link down below if you want to check it out. It's called Publisher Rocket, and this will speed up the research process when looking categories. So what you can do is go to category search. There's a couple of ways to do this. You can click on category search, and you can select both book or ebook. And what we're going to do is just type in business or BUS, and what it's going to show is all the business categories. So what we can see is the BSR for the number 1 book, sales to get number 1, so 80 sales a day to get to the number 1 in this specific category, the BSR of number 10, and then sales to get number 10, or the sales per day. If you're ranking number 10 is about 18 sales a day. So what you want to do is kind of go through and look for categories. You can do it this way, or you can also go back to home. And what I like to do is competition analyzer, confidence. Let's just say I had a book on confidence or was writing a book on confidence. And I'd hit go get 'em rocket, and it's going to pull up all the books that deal with confidence. And what I can do is see the categories here and model what other books are leveraging. So see the categories, I'll click here, and here we go. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they have 5 categories right here. Let's go to You Are a Badass, a top-notch book. You Are a Badass. I highly, highly, highly recommend it. It's the my second most favorite book behind The Slight Edge. So she is in 3 different categories, as you can see here. It's another way if you wanted to use Publisher Rocket and save yourself a considerable amount of time. There's a link down below, but you don't have to do it. You can certainly use the manual process if you want. So how to find a hot topic, and then the next step, you do category research. Now we're going to do keyword research, which is very similar to category research. or I should say somewhat similar to category research. So what you want to find is high search volume. You want people to be willing to spend money. If they're searching for a keyword, they're willing to spend money. And then you want to be kind of middle competition, kind of like the categories. You don't want it to be too competitive, and you don't want it to be not competitive enough, because then there's not interest, people aren't buying. So you want to be somewhere in the middle. And what you want to do is try to find about 7 keywords. Amazon lets you upload 7 different keywords on the back end when you're uploading your book. But there's also other places that you can place your keywords, and we'll get into that here in a couple of slides. You want to use them in your book description when you upload your book. So let me show you how you can do keyword research. So you open up Amazon. Let's say I wanted to do confidence book. I could spell it right. Book. And search for it. And then what you're going to look for over here is right here, 1 out of 16 of about 30,000 results. So about 30,000 results for confidence book. That is quite competitive. So what you can do is pull up a notepad, confidence book, 30,000 is. And you can kind of go through, let's say self-confidence. Let's look what that one says. That's 20,000. You can copy that. And then you can kind of just go through and manually find some different keywords. Those are quite competitive, obviously, but that's kind of what you want to do, is go through and find about 7 different keywords. Again, the Publisher Rocket tool, if you want to save yourself time, you can go to keyword research. Confidence book. And see if we get some better keywords with that. So if you want to speed up the process doing keyword research, you can, again, use the Publisher Rocket tool. There's a link down below. And what you want to do is click keyword research or keyword search and just type in your keyword, confidence book, go get 'em Rocket. And let's check out some of the, so confidence book, and then we'll click analyze, and it'll give us some data here. So 1,200 competitors, $77,000 per month earnings. Google searches not available. Estimated Amazon searches is 3,000. Competitive score is 85. This is a great thing to have, this competitive score. It takes in a lot of different factors. It's almost a cheat code in a sense when you're using this software. It'll save you from doing all the manual research. I try to go for any competitive score under 40. If you're a new author, under 40 is going to be rankable. Anything above 40 is going to be quite difficult if you don't have a big following and or multiple books on Amazon. So confidence books for men, let's see. Let's check confidence books for teens. We'll do for kids, we'll do for girls, we'll do for boys. And then you can kind of just go through. So 85, 85, 61's not bad. Confidence books for women, let's check it out. 61, that's not too bad. Self-confidence books for women. Let's see how that one turns out. That's probably that's a little more competitive than I thought. Confidence book men. Let's check that one out. And you just kind of go through it. This tool is going to pull probably 50, 75, maybe 100 different keywords. 60's decent. We're heading in the right direction. Creative confidence book. Let's see how that one is. But you just kind of go through and you find, like I said, you want to try to find 5 to 7 keywords that you can rank for. Improve self-confidence book. 52, that's better. For Amazon estimated searches, I try to go for over 100 searches each and every month. 52 is not bad. We could certainly have that included. So this is the end of the keywords that it suggested here. So then what you do is go back and new search and confidence. And you just kind of keep playing around with it, just kind of add in multiple different seed keywords, and then you just kind of go through this and look for self-confidence, confidence, and look for keywords that you can that are good for, that you could rank for. Confidence appears to be quite a competitive confidence code journal. I'm not sure what that is. A competitive space. So this is good to it's 25. However, it's not over 100. Confidence fields, confidence for boys, confidence for men. Let's check confidence for men out. Okay, that's not bad. Again, it's not over 100. Might not be bad. So what I would do is copy this one and open up my notepad and then just put in this competitive score. But you just kind of rinse and repeat this process till you find 7 keywords if you wanted to use the software. So we'll go back to this presentation And so how to create a best-selling title. So the title and the cover are the two most important parts of selling a book. So here's some tips on creating a best-selling title. So you want something short and concise. I recommend less than 4 words. Also, you'll have a sub-headline, or a subtitle, I should say, underneath that. And that's going to be quite a bit longer. That's going to be more of a sentence long. So let's just look up. So right here, this book, the book title is The Self-Care Prescription. Here's the subtitle: Powerful Solutions to Manage Stress, Reduce Anxiety, and Increase Well-Being. So manage stress is a keyword, reduce anxiety is a keyword, increase well-being is a keyword. All 3 of these are keywords. Here's another one: Own Life. That's the title of the book. The subtitle is How to Show Up with Confidence and Take Control of Your Future. So show up with confidence, I imagine, is a keyword. Take control of the future is also a keyword. That's why it's so important to find keywords, because you want to include them in the title, in the subtitle, and also in your book description. And then also when you're uploading the book, you are able to upload 7 keywords on the back end of Amazon. You want to talk about the main benefit, if possible, in your title. You might need to include the main benefit in the subtitle. It's going to come in the title or subtitle. The main keyword, like I showed you, and a couple of primary or secondary keywords within that subtitle. And again, this is for SEO purposes. So when people are Google searching, or even using Amazon to search, because a lot of people use Amazon, again, right up here in the search bar, just like they use Google. They're going to type in some type of keyword where it comes up. So that's why it's very, very important to have a keyword optimized title to increase your chances of being found. So the next step is how to create a scroll stopping cover. So I would definitely recommend hiring a professional, not someone off of Fiverr. Invest the money in a cover. It is an investment that should pay off for a long, long time, because it's going to help you sell a lot more books, or it should help you sell a lot more books, I should say. You want to think like a reader, not a writer. So you want to write the cover should be created for the reader, and that's why I recommend hiring a professional that does book covers, because they know what readers are looking for. You want to nail your audience. You want to talk to them, or you want to the cover needs to resonate with your audience. If you're writing a book for men, it's probably not going to be pink and purple and yellow, most likely, you know. You want to evoke emotion. If you can evoke emotion, this is very, very powerful, because we buy on emotion. Use contrasting colors so it kind of stands out in the newsfeed here in Amazon here. This orange sticks out a bit. This one kind of blends in. That dark blue sticks out a little bit. This is contrasting here, this red here with this kind of this cream-ish background, but the contrasting, it really makes it stand out. And you want to use the right colors. Again, if you hire a professional, they should know what colors to use. You know, you'll give them some ideas of what colors you want to use, and they'll be able to match different colors. The next step is how to effortlessly write your book. So I always start with an outline, no matter how long the book is, whether it's 10 pages or 1,000 pages. Start with an outline. I'm going to show you an example here on the next slide. Set a word count per day. So what I like to do is I try to sit down and write 250 words a day. What I notice about 250 words doesn't sound like a lot, and you can do it in about 10 minutes. And a lot of people think, oh, 250 words, that's not a lot. But what I find 90% of the time is I set a goal for 250, I blow right past it. There's some days I'll write 2,000 words. You know, there's some days I'll write 300. But just sit down with the plan of writing 250. If you go over, that's great. But if you sit down, or if you have a goal of 1,000 words a day, that can be overwhelming. That's like, oh, that takes me so long to do. So I like doing 250 words a day. At that bare minimum, within a month's time, you have 7,500 words. But like I said, far majority of the time, you're going to surpass the 250 words. You just kind of get in the flow or get in the zone, and you just continue typing and writing. At least that's what works. That's what happens to me. Maybe write at a specific time. I'm not super good at this, but I know a lot of others do this. You know, maybe from 7 to 8 in the morning while you're drinking your coffee, you sit down and write your 250 words, or 7 to 7:15, whatever it is. Have a set time that you want to write at. So here's the sample outline. Like I said, I've used this for short books. I've used it for long books. It just flat out works. So you have an intro. Here's chapter 1, your main point 1, main point 2, main point 3, chapter 2. And you just kind of rinse and repeat this process to how many ever chapters. And obviously you don't have to have 3 points in each chapter. You could have 7, you could have 1. But this is just kind of a loose framework to follow. And then at the end, obviously you have a conclusion. So if you got 5 chapters, you'll have an intro, 5 chapters, and then a conclusion. If you have 7 chapters, you'll have an intro on the front end, conclusion on the back end, with 7 chapters in the middle. So writing a book description that sells is the next step. This is insanely important, and I see a lot of people neglect this. This is right here. This is your book description. This is really, really powerful. So what you can do is you can use bullet points, which I highly recommend. You can bold these words, you can italicize these words, and you can underline these words. This person didn't properly set up the you can format it where this is indented in. If you know how to do HTML code, it's very, very simple. I'll leave a little tool down below, a link down below where you can use a tool and it'll come out with bold, italicized, whatever you want to do. But this book description is really, really, really important. It really helps sell the book. Also, this is where you're going to place some of your keywords to help your book rank in the Amazon search engine. What you want to do in the book description, real quick, here is the book description right here. This is very, very, very valuable real estate. You can bold words, you can italicize words, you can underline words, you can use bullet points, and you can indent things. This author obviously didn't know that because these aren't indented, but you absolutely can use that. I would leverage all of that. I'll include a link down below where it's like a tool where you can write words and then bold, italicize, change the font, whatever you want to do. You can enlarge the font if you want, bullet points, indent it, and then what you can do is hit, I think it's generate code. It will give you, it'll spit it out in HTML code. All you do is copy it and paste it. It couldn't be easier. But here's a couple more tips on the book description. So who is the book for? You want to cover that. What does it solve? What results come from it? You want to use the keywords, those 7 keywords, 5 keywords that we did research on and found for SEO purposes. So when people are searching on Amazon, they can find your book. White space is a good thing. I like writing a sentence or two, enter, sentence or two, enter, sentence or two, enter. This author did a pretty good job, although this part's a little kind of jumbled up. But again, I like the white space because a lot of people are going to skim the book description as it is. That's why I'm a big fan of including bullet points. So at least hopefully some of those bullet points stand out and they read those bullet points. You want to hook them with the first sentence. This is very, very important in any type of copywriting. That first sentence is the most important one. If they don't read the first sentence, they're not going to read the second sentence, and so on. So you really need to hook them with that first sentence. And then at the very bottom, you want to close with a call to action. You want to instruct them what you want them to do. I know it seems kind of obvious or, well, duh. You'd be surprised. You need to instruct them what to do. Click the Buy Now button. Click the Add to Cart button to process your order immediately, whatever it is. But you need to instruct them at the very end to with a call to action and instruct them exactly what you want them to do. So next step, obviously, it's time to start promoting your book. So there are several different ways to promote your book. So there's paid book promotion. There's a bunch of websites. Buck Books is a very popular website. Free Booksy is another popular website to promote the book. Robin Reads is another popular website to promote the book. There's also websites that's free book promotions. Careful with these. There's a lot of free book promotion websites out there. You typically get what you pay for. Don't have a ton of expectations with a free book promotion. A couple of them are Authority Marketing Club, Pretty Hot Books, and Book Bongo. And then other ways to promote your book, podcast interviews. This is a great one to get the word out. Start reaching out to podcasts in your niche, or if they have an audience that would enjoy your book or get value from your book, start reaching out to podcasts and see if you can pitch your idea, pitch an interview idea. Now, you can't be too promotional with it. You got to tactfully do it. You can't just say, hey, interview me. You got to share why you should be interviewed, why you want to help their audience, and what value you can bring to their audience. Another website is called Quora. It's a question and answer website. Go on Quora and type in the search bar your niche or something revolving around the niche and the book that you wrote, and start answering people's questions. And again, do it tactfully. Don't just say buy my book, but give them a detailed answer, a couple hundred words, and then link back to your Amazon Kindle sales page. And then the next one is guest posting. Reach out to different bloggers who've already spent the time, the money, and the energy and blood, sweat, and tears to build up a readership and an audience, and maybe you can guest post and see if you can guest post on their site, meaning you write a blog post for someone else's website, and maybe they will let you link out to your Amazon book and or your website, social media channels. Usually they'll let you link to a couple of things. It really depends on the blog owner, but this is a great way to get traffic and kind of siphon off what they've spent. Like I said, that blood, sweat, and tears, and that time that they've built that audience, and you can kind of leverage. There you have it. That's the 7 steps to making money with Kindle publishing. It's not that hard of a process. Like I said, it's the only truly passive income that I'm aware of on the internet. Write a book once and you have the potential to get paid years and years and years for it. So follow those steps. Get to publishing your book on Amazon Kindle as soon as possible. I actually got a book releasing in the next couple of days. It's actually a gratitude journal for dads. I will link it down below if you want to check it out, but a lot of it I followed those steps, with the exception of writing a journal. Is a little bit different than a full-fledged book, but it's coming out. And then I also have another book called Dadpreneur Freedom that will be coming out sometime in February, following the 7 steps that I just laid out below. So hey, if you'd like to check out 300 Extra, check it out down below. It's how to write and publish your first ebook in 48 hours. If you write and publish your ebook in 48 hours, shoot me over a link. I will become your first customer. So you're guaranteed to make money. There's a link down below, 300extra.com. I've had a lot of people purchase the ebook for $7, and they've written their first ebook within 48 hours, and then I became their first customer. So it's been a cool little project that I've been working on the last several months, and people are actually taking action, getting value, and actually they're making sales as well. So check it out down below, 300extra.com. If you like these types of videos, hit subscribe down below. Click that little bell notification because I release 2 videos each and every week for your viewing pleasure. As always, if you have comments, questions, or concerns, drop them down below. I'll do my absolute best to answer them. Once again, I greatly appreciate you watching. Thank you.